Hi, fourth graders. Let's talk about writing what we call a guiding question or developing good research questions and sub-questions. Now, your guiding question is going to be something that drives your research. It's going to be giving you a starting point to show you what to look at for your Genius Hour project. So, here's some tidbits about research questions or guiding questions. Research questions are umbrella questions that address your topic and would use question words. Think of the types of questions that we looked at when we were researching Jamestown, Roanoke, and Plymouth, where I gave you that picture and we took our questions and we changed them so we could use some good keywords. Those are the types of words that would be included in a guiding question. Research questions include keywords or phrases, like I said, and they're going to help you be able to look them up. Research questions are something that you do not know the answer to. You're not going to make your research question something that you already know the answer to. You want to do research, you want to gain new knowledge. Research questions should be fairly easy to research. You don't want to make your question too narrow or too broad or too challenging that when you go to research it, you can't really find enough information to make a presentation about. I'll give you an example. My daughter's class did an independent study project, and she wanted to know the history of how her elementary school was built, which sounded like a great question for a kid who loves school, except when she went to research that topic, there wasn't really a ton of information that she could find, and she was having a lot more difficult time than her friends who chose topics that were more easily researched. Now, that doesn't mean that she couldn't do her project on her school. That just meant that she needed to change the focus or change her guiding question. So, and one more thing, research questions should deal with a topic or issue that sparks your own thoughts and opinions. It's something that you're passionate about or something that you are interested in. It's a lot more fun to research something that you're curious about than something that your teacher told you to research. Let's look at some examples. Now, yesterday your job was to pick your topic. All you had to do was tell me one or two words. What were you curious about? Now, let's say your topic was television. Look at how we take the topic of television and turn it into a research question. So I want to know about TV. What do I want to know about TV? Let's see. Is there a link between the hours of television viewing and violent behavior in children age 8 to 14? Whoa, that's a big question. But you know what? If I Google that or I look up information or look up scientific studies, I'm going to find information about that. That question guides me down a certain path of research. Let's look at another one. What if you wanted to know about the well-being of people or people's happiness? You could research, explain why friendship is important to a person's well-being. If I look for that, I'm going to find information about that. It's not too narrow, but it's also not too open that I'm not going to find enough information, or I'm going to find too much information that I can't answer the question. Let's look at some problem questions. These are examples of questions that are what we call too narrow. They're not big enough. These are questions that are gonna have yes or no answers or something that can be answered in one word. Like, does France have a nationalized healthcare system? Yes. When did D-Day begin in World War II? You can just tell me the year. You can tell me the exact day. It's a very short answer. It doesn't really need a lot of research. It is a narrow question. We don't want narrow questions. So the very opposite of narrow is broad. Let's look at these questions that are too broad. What is the history of baseball? That's a huge question. There's no way we could cover the entire history of baseball in our research. We could look at the origins of baseball. That would give you a piece of the history, but it's a little more zeroed in. It's a little more specific, and it'd probably be easier to research. Or what about too challenging? Does McDonald's or Burger King make a better burger? Now, I'm sure that research will be super fun and delicious. However, it's just really looking for your opinion, because what does better mean? Finding something that is better is too challenging to research because it really is individual opinion. Now let's talk about sub-questions. Sub-questions are questions below your question. Sub-questions are narrower questions that help to answer research questions, and they use question words from those lists of words that we were using before. So, example, if my research question is, explain why friendship is important to a person's well-being, I can ask sub-questions that are related to my research question. I can say, what are the traits of good friendship? What character traits are important for a person's well-being? And I could describe each trait of a good friendship. These three sub-questions lead me to my answer of my big question. They give me a focus for my research. This is where you can find more information on that. Now, when you're creating your guiding question, you have an assignment for today called the planning stage. I'm going to bring us back to our this one right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your topic and you're going to turn it into a research question or a guiding question. Okay. And this is something that you're probably not going to get right on the first try. I might give you feedback on your guiding question. Hey, how about this? Have you ever thought about this? We're going to be working on taking our topic and turning it into something that is researchable and presentable. Let's say I want to know more about monkeys. So my topic is monkeys. My research question could be, if it were too narrow, how many types of monkeys are there? That's going to give me a one number answer, right? Or maybe like a range. It's not going to give me very much information. Or I could ask something about where do the most monkeys live in the world? Where's the most dense population of monkeys? I'm going to get one answer. So I need to come up with a question that's a little more open. I could ask something about the culture of monkeys and what their societies are like. That's going to give me some more information. And I'm going to be able to make sub-questions about behaviors of monkeys. I know that's a little bit confusing, and I know it's kind of difficult on the first try, but we're going to do this together. So on your assignment for today, you're going to fill out the sheet that's under, it's on Teams, and it's called the planning stage assignment. And you're going to think of what you'd like your guiding question to be, but you're also going to start thinking about where you could go to find information. Is there a person you could talk to about this? Do you know an expert in that field? Are you going to listen to an audiobook? Are you going to look on Google? What are you going to do? So I'm going to let you guys get working on that. And tomorrow we are going to talk about quality research. We've touched on this a little bit in class on reliable sources, but I'm going to walk you through some really good ones. And I'm going to link them onto my Symbaloo page so you can start there. But I cannot wait to see your topics and questions. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye.